Hello again, my best students. Now we will finish Unit 1, Lessons 3 and 4. Listen to Tariq and his father talking to two tourists. I'd like to know, do the tourists want to see or do the same things that you suggested in exercise number 1? Listen again and answer the questions. The first question, I didn't write it, but I'd like to know what is the gist of the conversation. Try to remember with me what is the meaning of gist. Gist means the main idea, the main idea of the conversation. So I'd like to know what is the main idea of the conversation. Number 1. What does Tariq's father think that the tourists should visit first? Number 2. Why do Tariq and his father recommend a tour with a guide? Number 3. Where and when can the tourists buy a guidebook? Number 4. What kind of food do Tariq and his father recommend? So pay attention, listen carefully to answer these questions. But before you listen, let's know the situations of this unit. Write what would you say in the following situations. And it's a new question this year. So pay attention and listen carefully. Our situations today are very easy. About asking for recommendation and giving a recommendation. Let's start with ask for recommendation. Do you know what is the meaning of recommendation? Good. Recommendation is the noun from recommend. So what is the meaning of recommend? Right. Recommend means advise or suggest. Right. Let's see. I said asking for and giving recommendation. Let's start with asking for recommendation. When you want to ask for recommendation, we can use recommend plus verb ing. Like what? Who can give me an example? Good. I recommend visiting the pyramids. What about giving? We can use suggest. Suggest like recommend plus verb ing. Okay? Another example using recommend. Do you recommend going to the bazaar? Another way. What is the best place to buy a souvenir? So we say what is the best place to, okay? When we want to ask for recommendation. Another expression, is there a good place to eat near the museum? Or where do you suggest we start? Okay? What about giving a recommendation? Let's continue. I said we use suggest plus verb ing. Like, I suggest visiting the castle. Or, good, I suggest studying now. Very good. We can also say let's plus infinitive, or we could plus verb infinitive. Like what? Good, let's play now, or we could play now. Yeah. Another way, how about or what about plus verb ing. Give me an example. What about? Very good. Or how about? Playing. Pay attention. Let's play. But what about or how about playing? Finally, we can say why don't we plus the verb in the infinitive. Like, why don't we visit our grandfather today?
Student's Book, Unit 1, Lesson 3, Exercise 3. Listen again and answer the questions.
Look, Father, those tourists are lost.
Yes, we should help them. Excuse me, do you need any help?
Oh, thank you. We're looking for the Tourist Information Centre.
It isn't far from here, but it is closed today. Can we help you?
Thank you. It's our first trip to Egypt, you see. There's so much to see and do here. We don't know what to do first. We're interested in all the ancient sites and famous places. Where do you suggest we start?
I suggest that you visit the museum. It's a good place to learn all about the things you'll see at the ancient sites.
That's a good idea. When we're at an ancient site, do you recommend a tour with a guide?
Yes, that's a very good idea. The guides can tell you a lot of interesting things about a place. I also recommend you buy a guidebook. You can buy one at the Tourist Information Centre tomorrow when it opens.
Okay. We also want to go shopping. What's the best place to buy souvenirs? Do you recommend going to the bazaar?
Yes, you should go to the bazaar in the old part of the city. There are lots of crafts to buy there.
That sounds good. Oh, one more thing. Is there a good place to eat near the museum? It's nearly lunchtime and we're really hungry.
The best place to try traditional Egyptian food is the cafe opposite the museum. Have a good day.
You too. Thank you very much.
Let's have some exercises on Unit 1. Rewrite the following sentences using the words. Rewrite is a new question this year. Okay? Number 1. It's essential for him not to waste his time. Use he. Pay attention. I said before, when we wanted to give advice, we should, who can remind me? Should, shouldn't, very good. Yeah, it's important to, it's essential to, you ought to. Yeah. Number 2, when you go to Luxor, I think you should visit the museum. Use recommend. Pay attention. Recommend plus. Good. Verb ing. Number 3, I blame her for not tidying her room yesterday. I said before, what is the meaning of blame? Right, يلوم. Very good. You should. I think it's very easy. The next question, and it's a new question also this year. What do you say in the following situations? Number 1, you recommend going for a picnic. What would you say? Number 2, you suggest playing football. Number 3, your friend suggests going to the cinema, but you are busy.